My name is Glyn, and I'm a consultant working for JOMC, a company specialising in behavioural and cultural change. What I'd like to do today is share with you my thoughts on why we do what we do. Why do we put ourselves in situations where we could get injured? Take for example this photograph. Does this look unsafe to you? I would certainly say so, because I think there's a high chance of people getting seriously injured or killed. Now, an unsafe act, what is that? Well, I would basically say it's increasing the chance of yourself or someone else getting injured, just like in this photograph. Now, most unsafe acts we do without even thinking about it, or just the last minute, but I'm sure you'll agree this took a little bit of planning and thought to go into doing it this particular way. What about this though? This guy. If I was this guy, yeah, it looks okay to me this. I wouldn't think anything wrong with this. Gets the job done quicker. I don't think I'm going to get injured, but I'm sure we might all agree it's not the safest way to do that. Think about life though. How many of us, if we're honest, have ever gone above the speed limit? I'm sure we all have. We see the sign, we check our speedo, and we think everything's okay. What about this? Has any of us seen this sign flashing at us just to say slow down, we've been going too fast, etc.? So why do we speed? Why do we do this unsafe behaviour? Well, if you ask yourself honestly, we speed for many reasons, some of which are these. I like the buzz. It gives me that thrill. Well, everyone else is speeding, so why shouldn't I speed? And what about this one? Well, I'm late, so I've got to get there on time. So there's all these reasons why we think speeding is okay. And generally, we never get injured. Generally, we never get involved in this. The outcome of an accident that could happen with regards to speeding. We don't think about that, do we? We just think about getting there on time, making up that time that we've lost. So why do we do what we do? Well, the way I like to think about it is the ABC of behaviour. Three main things to think about. There's a trigger. There's a reason why things happen, a reason why we do something. There's a behaviour linked with that trigger. And there's a consequence of that actual behaviour. But it's not an actual consequence that drives our behaviour. It's a perceived consequence. And this is the challenge with getting us to think about what we do. Because what happens is the trigger goes to a perceived consequence and that drives our behaviour. I'll give you a simple example. Imagine you've got an itchy nose. So you can say that's the trigger. Why do you itch your nose? What happens when you've got an itchy nose? Basically, you want the itch to go away. So in your mind, you think, I want the itch to go away. So to make that itch go away, you scratch your nose. So you have the itch, you have the perceived consequence that you want the itch to go away, and that drives your behaviour to itch your nose. So, simple. You want to change somebody's behaviour? Change the perceived consequence. Take that simple itch in your nose. Let's apply that to a different situation. You're not at home now. You are a soldier in a pass-out parade. Now, you've got an itch. The same trigger. What do? Do you scratch your nose? I'd guess not. I've never been a soldier, but I guess that if I scratched my nose on a pass-out parade, I'd probably get into a little bit of trouble. So in my mind, my perceived consequence if I scratch my nose is, I'm going to get into serious trouble. Therefore, my behaviour is, I do not scratch my nose, and I put up with it. So, this is what we're trying to do. This is what we're trying to get people to think about, is the perceived consequence to change their behaviour. Let's take another example. Look at this lovely cartoon. Now, no one would ever do anything as silly as this, would they, holding up the ladder? Yes, it's saving a cat, but is it worth putting ourselves at risk? Unfortunately, ourselves as human beings do some very strange things. Look at this photograph. It's exactly the same scenario. There's a gentleman up a ladder, getting held by his comrades up below. Now, is he thinking he's going to fall off and get killed? Of course not, because if he was, he wouldn't do it at all. He's thinking, I can get this job done quickly, without having to get any scaffolding, saves time, nothing's going to happen to me. Everything will be fine. So not a problem. Okay, so this is like some extremes, but what about something we do every day? What about here? There's no danger here, is there? Steps, going up and down steps, we can all do that. We've all done it all our lives. So let's look at some possible outcomes with going down the stairs, not holding the handrail. Let's think, because I think that's an unsafe act. Not holding the handrail, you're increasing the chance of having an injury if you fell down those stairs. Now, there are certain outcomes that could happen to you. Certain consequences. Not holding the handrail, going down the stairs. What could happen to you? Let's have a look. Well, you could have got down safely. That's what happens most of the time. But we could have some twisted ankles if we fell and, fell awkwardly. We could actually break our wrists and have some broken wrists. We could have broken legs if we fell down the stairs and we can't get hold of the handrail in time because we weren't holding it in the first place. we could actually have broken backs, and I've unfortunately known people who have broken their backs. Unfortunately also, I've met people who have relatives or friends or colleagues who have fallen down the stairs and unfortunately died. Yes, unfortunately it's the worst outcome of falling down the stairs, and unfortunately it's happened to a lot of people. Not nice. So what we can all do is hold the handrail and walk down as safely as we can, but we don't think about that all the time. So just like not holding the handrail, just like speeding, just like standing on the mid-rail of an elevated platform, we all take chances. And the problem is, you'll probably get away with it. We roll those dice many times, but unfortunately, you may not be so lucky sometimes. So it's about getting people to think about what could go wrong. Let's change those perceived consequences. Let's think about the injuries that could happen to ourselves, and that will help to get people to change their behaviour and get us to change our behaviour and stop us getting injured. So that's really all I wanted to share with you on why we do what we do. I hope that you have found this useful. And if you would like more information on how JOMC can help you improve the behaviours and thus overall culture within your organisation through more effective engagement, then please visit our website at www.jomc.co.uk and also look out for future webinars. Thank you.